Hi, my name is Danny Kim, and I want to welcome you to Valley Christian Schools. I wanted to give you a quick background story of who I am and why I'm here, and how both my professional career goal in achieving and attaining excellence through my cybersecurity company aligned with a school, K-12 school in San Jose. So just a quick background, I started a company called Full Armor while I was in college with my college roommates, very similar to the typical startup in the garage type experience. For us, myself and my business partners, we all became committed Christians while we were in college at Cornell University, and we decided let's start a company purely based on Christian principles and let's see if it can survive. And so we started out, we thought maybe we'll be in business for a year or two, and then eventually, we'll probably get cheated out or whatnot, or we'll go out of business. But we were doing our best. I remember when we first started, we're in our parents' basement, very similar to every startup story you've heard. We're struggling, putting things on our credit cards. I remember when we had a box order, the shrink wrapping that you see on the boxes. We had a box order for 1,000 boxes, and we could only afford one industrial hair dryer, to shrink wrap things around the boxes. And so we couldn't do it fast enough. So the idea we had was, hey, let's go up to our mom's kitchen, turn on the oven full blast. We'll put the shrink wrapping on the box in a pre-format, and we'll take oven mitts and throw it into the oven with our hands. So that's kind of the mode that we were in trying to launch our company. And one day, about a year or two into our company, we actually got a call from Walmart. And back then, this is in the 90s, Walmart was still the largest retailer in the world. So when Walmart said, hey, we saw your box product and we want to get a version of this product to protect every computer in every store in Walmart. And we're like, this is awesome. We've hit the big times. And so we started working on the product, and I was the only coder at the time, so I'm working night and day for 2 weeks straight. They sent us a prepayment check, which was the largest money we've ever seen. We cashed the check, paid off our credit cards. We're on cloud nine. And back then, once you finish the product, we would ship the electronic version of the master copy to them. And they would actually upload it via satellite, and it would go down and deploy and install in every store in Walmart around the country. And so we sent them the master copy. Now I tested on my one trusty computer, which was the only computer we could afford at the time. Sent them the master copy. They uploaded via satellite, and the next morning we get a call from the head of legal department at Walmart. Now, this is probably a call you don't ever want to get. And I'm sure if you guys have been in the industry long enough, you kind of know that any legal call, especially from a behemoth like Walmart, is not a positive thing. But lo and behold, we get this call, and the guy on the other line, he's pretty calm about it. He said, we got your master copy. We uploaded via satellite. It deployed on every machine, every computer in every Walmart store in the country. And because it was a security product, it actually deployed, installed, and it was supposed to take over the computer. But the guy said, apparently it has a bug in it. It deployed, it installed, and it crashed. Essentially, it crashed every computer in every store in Walmart in the country simultaneously. And then he said, we've stopped payment on the check that we already cashed. And then he said, we're taking steps to litigate. We're essentially going to sue you. Because they didn't know whether we did it on purpose or whether we're incompetent or both. And so at that moment is when if you adhere to say we're going to stand to a certain level of principles or whatnot, it doesn't mean anything until it really hurts to keep it. And so for us to say we're going to run this company with Christian principles, it doesn't mean anything unless we stick to it when it was the worst possible scenario. So for the three of us, we didn't have to discuss this. Our immediate response to Walmart was, hey, that's not who we are. We're men of honor. We'll own up to our mistakes. We'll not only return your money, so we'll have to raise the money to return the money they sent us. We said we'll fix the problem for free. And then we said we'd pay for the damages. Now, at the time, we didn't know what the damages were. We found out later on that every hour Walmart was down, they could have been losing millions of dollars in revenue. It's already been 4 or 5 hours, and so we were potentially committing to tens of millions of dollars in retribution. Now, the guy on the other line was not expecting that answer. And you know, when someone stands up to their principles beyond reason, it's very unexpected. And so he paused on the phone, and he probably paused for like 10, 15 seconds. It felt like 10, 15 minutes to us. And then finally, he says, you know what? If you guys can fix this bug in the next 24 hours, he said, you can keep the money. Now, my business partners were not technical at the time, so they're like, yeah, 24 hours. For the people in the audience, if you know anything about computer science programming, there's kind of an axiom in computer science that says, if you can't recreate the problem, you can't fix it. And so I couldn't recreate Walmart's problem, not in that time span. So for 22 hours straight, I was just randomly looking at source code. And just to show you what the probability of finding an error in that mode is, it's the same probability of trying to find a needle in a haystack the size of a football field. So randomly looking at code for 22 hours straight, I couldn't find anything. I was slunched over my computer. I was dejected. My business partner comes over and they put their hand on my shoulder and they say, Danny, it's time. At the time, I'm thinking, yeah, it's time to throw in the towel, give up, work for Walmart for free probably for the rest of our lives to pay them back. But to their credit, they said it's time to pray. Now, I have to be honest, even at that moment, I was still thinking, yeah, let's pray, get that over with, and then we'll give up and throw in the towel, work for Walmart for free for the rest of our lives. Now, I have to preface what happened next with the fact that it's never happened to me before, and it's never happened to me since. It's been this only one time in my life this happened. And I believe God gives visions to all different people in different ways. When I closed my eyes and my partner started praying, I saw a vision. But I saw a vision in source code. And the source code was flashing through my eyes. By the time we finished praying, it stopped at one line of code. And I knew exactly where that line of code was. So I actually went back to my computer, opened up my computer, and that line of code, I'm going to give you a very quick primer on C++ programming. There's a concept called pointers. If you put an asterisk in front of a variable, it means it's a pointer to memory. If you put an ampersand in front of that same variable, it means it's a pointer to a pointer in memory. I put an asterisk where there should have been an ampersand. I mistyped one character. And that code only ran on the versions of the operating system that Walmart had. It would always skip over on mine because I had a later version. So essentially, I knew that was a bug. I didn't know if it was the only bug. So I literally changed one character, recompiled the code, sent it back to Walmart. Walmart uploaded it via satellite, came down to every store in Walmart across the country, overwrote my old code, every computer rebooted, and started back up. So Walmart has been a customer of ours ever since. That was 38 years ago. We still run the company today. Now, what attracted me to the school is when I saw this same level of innovation and excellence in an education setting, I was hooked. When I started here, we started as a parent volunteer. So I remember volunteering for our space program. And I'm thinking, oh, I can do this and help the kids out. What I found out is the space program at Valley Christian, where we launched an experiment physically to space, was the hardest thing I've ever tried. But one thing I didn't notice is all the students doing the space program were so passionate, so engaged, and their learning was so expansive. My first thought as an entrepreneur is, we need to scale this level of excellence and innovation and engagement. And so I went to the president of the school, at the time was Dr. Doherty, and I said, Dr. Doherty, would you allow me to revamp the space program so that it could be accessible to as many kids as possible? And Dr. Doherty was like, Danny, we've been trying for years, do whatever it takes. And again, long story short, it took me 4 years to develop a space program that allows us to, instead of flying a physical experiment to space, we can upload experiment data via an internet connection. Now, it had never been done before, so when I proposed this to NASA, their first response was, can't be done. Every year, up to the 4th year, can't be done. Shouldn't do it. It's a waste of time and money. Until the moment we flew it up, and I saw the astronaut, we got the video back when the astronauts plugged our unit in. we're getting live feeds from the ISS.
The module says Quest for Space. Can you tell me anything at all about the experiment that I'm putting on here?
These are student code. They've designed the experiment, and then they are going to have the same on the ground to check out their experiment up there and back here on Earth.
That is super cool. I don't know if you guys are capturing video, but I'm holding it up in the video for all the students that sent their item up here, and it looks pretty cool to me. I'm happy to install it today.
We proved that it can be done. And that started a journey of doing the impossible, getting downloads from God, which is what Dr. Doherty always talks about, and being able to innovate to inspire kids to do something of excellence. And that's kind of where I was hooked. My time and attention has been at Valley Christian Schools while I still run my company on the side. Since then, we've accomplished amazing things, from competing in an X Prize competition that was designed to award $7 million to the team that can map the ocean floors at scale.
The X Prize is a contest designed to solve some of the world's most difficult problems. X Prize is setting its sights on a new frontier.
We were actually the only team ever in X Prize history composed of junior hires and high schoolers.
You have no idea what you're up against.
When the other team came in, we were definitely surprised. Like, we knew that we were going to be younger than most, but we didn't expect to be that much younger.
3, 2, 1. Shoot, it's gonna crash. Is it coming back up? Please tell me it's coming back up.
And we've lost AOV. It's turned off.
We don't know what's going wrong. That's the whole reason why we're trying to figure it out.
There's a configuration warning with the program. When does it reset?
Oh.
For the bonus prize winners who will be receiving an award of $800,000, please welcome.
All right, we're done. Peace out, guys.
We were the only high school team to enter. Later on, I found out that we're the only high school team to ever even make it to a semifinal round. In a year and a half into the competition, we became the only high school to make it to a semifinal round. 2 years into the competition, we became the only high school to make it to a final round. And on the third year, at the awards ceremony, they told us, if you announce the winner, and it was in Monaco, they rented out the Oceanic Museum that was started by Jacques Cousteau, 400 people in attendance, heads of state, leading scientists from around the world, and they said, if you announce the winner, you get 1 minute to come up and speak. And we were announced the winner. And I came up, the first thing I said was, I want to thank God for this miracle, to give credit to where credit is due. And since then, it started a journey of innovation that have permeated the school, and not just in AMSE, but in BEI, in conservatory, athletics. The whole school is bathed in this quest for excellence. And that is really why you're here visiting among Silicon Valley, this unique school, because we have embodied this quest for excellence, not only with our students here, but we take the programs that are uniquely created, from space program to ocean program to X Prize programs, and we export it out and share it with schools around the world. And that's really the DNA of the school at Valley Christian, is to be excellent in everything we do, to bless the students that are here, but to also share this type of innovative education to schools and children and students all around the world. And I hope you enjoy, as you go through the tour, all the innovations that are happening in and out of Valley and beyond.
This is the International Space Station.
We're at a mission elapsed time of 7 days, 13 hours, and 17 minutes. This is Mission Control, Houston.
There's a lot to learn about how things work in space. These are the students, the new breed of innovators. We're trying to not only send this project up to space, but subtly we're trying to change the world.
When you get a group of kids and tell them that they're going to create an experiment that flies up into the International Space Station, they get so excited.
We're looking at how vibration affects metals in space.
We go through all the processes that NASA has to do and make sure that it's safe for the astronauts. It's not like we have to wait for 3 months to send it up and send it back.
we get a live feed from our project, see how our experiment is working and what's actually happening.
We're pushing forward in the field of space exploration. That'll help in technology and science on Earth as well.
We can actually see how small we are from there and how big the world around us is.
Sky is not the limit anymore.